The rumble of 20 motorcycles echoed like thunder across the small town, drawing stares from shop windows and making pedestrians stop mid-step. Engines roared, leather jackets glistened under the sun, and the air filled with the unmistakable scent of gasoline and power. But at the heart of the commotion wasn't a fight, nor a rally, it was a single dad veteran, standing frozen on the sidewalk, holding his little girl's hand as 20 female bikers encircled him. For James Walker, a former Marine, life had been reduced to survival. After losing his wife to illness 2 years earlier, he had been raising his 7-year-old daughter, Lily, alone. His military training had taught him how to survive war zones, but nothing could prepare him for balancing 2 jobs, endless bills, and a little girl who sometimes cried herself to sleep asking for her mother. That morning, he had walked Lily to the corner store for milk and bread, never expecting to be surrounded by a gang of roaring motorcycles. Lily squeezed his hand tighter, eyes wide with fear. James instinctively moved in front of her, his old instincts kicking in, his posture rigid, ready for trouble. But then something unexpected happened. The leader of the bikers, a tall woman with jet black hair tucked beneath her helmet, stepped off her bike. Her boots clacked against the pavement as she strode forward, eyes locked on James. And then, she froze. Her gaze fell not on James's face but on the tattoo inked on his forearm, partly hidden beneath his rolled-up sleeve. It was the unmistakable eagle, globe, and anchor of the United States Marine Corps. The symbol that marked a brotherhood. A family. Her breath caught. The tough exterior she had worn moments before cracked, revealing something raw beneath. She tugged off her helmet, and her long hair spilled out. Her eyes brimmed with recognition, not of James himself, but of what that tattoo meant. "Marine," she whispered, her voice suddenly soft, almost reverent. James hesitated, studying her. "Yes, ma'am, 2nd Battalion. Afghanistan." For a long moment, silence hung between them, heavy with unspoken memories of sacrifice, camaraderie, and pain. Finally, the woman extended her hand. "Sergeant Olivia Brooks. Marine Corps, retired." James blinked, taken aback. This wasn't just a biker leader, this was a fellow Marine. The bikers behind her, sensing the shift in mood, cut their engines. The street grew eerily quiet, leaving only the sound of Lily's uncertain breathing. Olivia crouched down to Lily's level, her hardened face softening into a warm smile. "Hey there, sweetheart. You've got one tough dad." That single moment of recognition turned what could have been a confrontation into the start of something neither James nor Lily expected. Over coffee later that day, Olivia explained that her biker club, Iron Roses, wasn't about intimidation, it was about protection. Every member was a woman who had served, Marines, Army, Navy, Air Force. They rode together, looked out for one another, and dedicated themselves to supporting veterans who had fallen through the cracks after service. James listened, half skeptical, half in awe. He wasn't used to anyone offering him help. For years, he had shouldered the weight alone, refusing charity or pity. But Olivia saw through him. She recognized the tired lines on his face, the way his hand trembled slightly when he thought no one was looking, and the deep sadness in his eyes when Lily clung to his arm. "You're carrying too much alone, brother," Olivia said firmly. "And you don't have to." James resisted at first. He didn't want to owe anyone, didn't want his pride trampled. But the Iron Roses didn't offer help out of pity, they offered it out of respect. Slowly, he let them in. They showed up when his old truck broke down, fixing it without asking for payment. They rode in formation behind Lily's school bus one morning when a group of bullies had been tormenting her, sending a clear message that the little girl wasn't alone. On weekends, they dropped off groceries, took turns babysitting when James worked overtime, and even helped him repair the roof that had been leaking since last winter. But it wasn't just physical help. For the first time since his wife's death, James felt part of a family again. Sitting around a bonfire with the bikers, trading war stories, he found himself laughing, a sound he hadn't heard from his own lips in years. Lily, once shy and withdrawn, blossomed under their care. She wore a little leather jacket Olivia had gifted her and rode on the back of a bike during parades, her laughter ringing louder than the engines. Yet, the real turning point came one stormy night. James sat alone after putting Lily to bed, staring at his wife's photo, fighting the gnawing guilt that he hadn't been enough, that his daughter was growing up without a mother because he had failed somehow. Olivia showed up unannounced, soaked from the rain, and sat across from him without saying a word. Finally, she spoke. You think you're failing, but I see a man who's been fighting every day for his daughter. Marines don't quit, James. And you haven't. You've already won. The words broke him. For the first time, James allowed himself to cry, not in silence, not hidden in the dark, but openly, with someone who understood. Olivia didn't judge. She didn't pity. She just sat with him, like a fellow soldier in the foxhole. From that night on, James stopped seeing himself as a struggling single dad and started seeing himself as a Marine still on mission, only now, the mission was Lily's future. Months later, at the town's Veterans Day parade, the sight stunned the crowd, 20 motorcycles leading the way, their riders clad in black and silver. Behind them marched James, holding Lily's hand, the Marine Corps tattoo on his arm catching the sunlight. He was no longer alone. He had found a new family. The story of the Iron Roses and the single dad veteran spread far beyond the town. It became a symbol of resilience, unity, and the unbreakable bond of those who served. But for James and Lily, it was simpler than that. It was about hope, healing, and the reminder that even when life strips everything away, family can be found in the most unexpected places. And it all began with 20 female bikers, a Marine Corps tattoo, and the moment their leader froze, because she recognized not just ink, but a brother.